Hello everyone, my name is Jake, and this is going to be the second episode of the Sunday um show. Um this week it's obviously the Super Bowl, and there will be today, so I'm also going to be talking about that, and I'm also going to be talking about an international election, specifically Japan. Now, most times I won't do this, but this week there really wasn't much to talk about, so I decided I'll be talking about the Super Bowl and the Japanese election, which happened today. But first, let's just go over some recent developments in the U.S. There hasn't been much of a change to the polls for the midterms, which I will be going over with. It went from 82% to 82%, so a whopping 0% change there. Um, so there hasn't really been a big change there, but expect a bigger change in the weeks to come. But really the one biggest thing here was just the video that Trump posted. My friend asked me to cover this. I actually didn't think um it was like it was like a big thing like a couple days ago. No one's been talking about it. Just because he posted a clip about the 2020 election. And at the end there was like a 2 second clip of Obama pictured as an ape. Um, and now believe me, okay, I like to cruise Trump a lot, but I actually don't think this was on purpose. It looked like it auto scrolled, and knowing how Trump is, considering he obviously doesn't watch all the videos all the way through. He probably just sends it to the staff, because he's really really old. I actually don't think that he posted it himself. He probably just didn't know. He's not going to blame anyone for it because he's not going to take responsibility, obviously. But I honestly think it was a mistake, to be honest. Um, Obviously this isn't a great look, to be honest, but I think it actually was a mistake. Um, and now to another thing which is interesting to talk about. I'm just gonna be talking about Bitcoin because I have Bitcoin, so I'm not very happy about this. But um, in the last week, as you can see, starting February 1st, Bitcoin, or starting recently, Bitcoin has been absolutely um decreasing tremendously. It's been a tremendous decline. It's actually recovered a bit, but in the last month it was actually recovering. It was almost at 100,000 again. But for a while it was hovering around 90,000. And beginning here, as you can see, sorry about that. There was a huge decrease, starting at 90,000, and eventually got down to all the way down to below 60,000, which is crazy to think about. However, it has been recovering recently. When I say recently, I literally mean like 2 days. Okay, but it has gone up to 70, which I'm a bit happy about. By the way, that was my alarm. I had an alarm to make the video, and I just made it a little bit earlier, so I absolutely it was fucking scary, but um, that's just my fault. But Bitcoin was up to like 120. Hopefully it recovers, but I feel like it's going to be a bear market. Because as we can see, this is a bear market. Well, as we can see, it goes up for a while, then it's a bear market. It's like around every couple of years, and I feel like we're on to that. This went up for a while, then went all the way down, then this went down, and now this is a big decline of almost, I think it was like 40% right here from the absolute peak of 120. It was at 125,000. I honestly don't know um if it's going to recover for even like this year or maybe even next year. It's going to take a while, I have to think. But let's move on to something more fun: the Super Bowl. Now, I'm from New York, so obviously, I think you guys know that would not want the Patriots to win. Um, I'm a way bigger baseball fan, I'm a diehard Yankees fan, but obviously, everyone's gonna be watching the Super Bowl. Um, Patriots versus Seahawks. Okay. Um, with the Patriots, this is basically they've kind of just been steamrolling the opponents. Mostly, I think. But they've also gotten really lucky, so everyone really thinks the Seahawks are the favorites. But I have a feeling the Patriots are going to win just because of the crazy run they've been on. I have a feeling, and it's not a good feeling, that they're going to end up winning. They have the same record, the Patriots. I just feel like with their quarterback, um, as we can see, um, I kind of forgot his name. Just my bad, my bad. I'm not a real baseball fan, football fan. Drake May, with the quarterback. I've watched him a couple times, and he's really good. But I feel like they're getting kind of lucky, and I feel like that's just going to continue. Um, the Chiefs got killed, and now the Patriots are back. So this is not ideal. I think if the Patriots win this, they'll have the most championships. Or Super Bowl wins ever. So that's going to be happening by the end of today. The Seahawks is actually a rematch of 10 years ago. The Seahawks are the favorite by 4.5, which is actually a lot, I think. Um, and the halftime show is gonna be Bad Bunny, and I won't know what the hell he's saying, so I probably won't watch. And we also have Green Day, which I know someone that I know will be very happy about. Um, I personally just kind of just watching it because it's fun to watch, but I don't really care who wins. But I actually do care who wins. It's kind of what I mean. Like it's not the biggest thing, but I'd rather the Patriots not win because I'd like to see the crash outs on Twitter, if I have to be honest. But going on to an international election now, we have the Japanese election. Um, I've been bored. There hasn't been much this week, so I was just looking onto this today, and there's been a pretty big landslide. Opinion polls showed well, let me just give some background. So the LDP in Japan is basically always the ruling party. It's basically a one-party system, except it's a multi-party system. It's a big democracy, but the LDP basically always wins. Think they've had power every year, but like 3 years since 1945. So that's 80 years, like 75 years they've had power. And I don't know why. There are literally zero leftist parties. The combined seat total in here, there's 465 for leftist parties, is basically three. Okay, there's like five right wing parties and there's one centrist party. This is a centrist party, as you can see by the name. It's literally called Centrist Reform. The LDP is a right wing party, and recently and Japan is very unstable with the politics. There's been a lot of prime ministers recently. But she's basically the most right wing one in quite a while. But she's been very popular, especially with the young people. She had like a 93% approval rating among like young Japanese people, and she was expected to get a majority, but she got a super majority, which means she got 2/3 of the seats, which basically means she can do whatever the hell she wants. Um, she is in a coalition with someone, a different party. I forgot which one. But as you can see here, literally no one else got close. This was an insane overperformance, and this definitely will have an effect because of how Trump's trying to like get closer with Japan because Japan, in my opinion, is basically a top three ally just because um you just don't see them like you basically like almost everyone there just kind of likes us to be honest. That's just my opinion, but that's gonna be all for today. Thank you for watching. The third video will be coming out next Sunday. It will probably be coming out next Sunday unless something happens. However, I don't know about the Sunday after that because I'm going on a trip, so I'll have to let you know. But thank you for watching and goodbye.